Ethiopia is a beautiful country blessed by nature, with a rich history and an incredible array of wildlife and lush greenery. As a nation that has never been colonized, its diverse ethnic cultures remain preserved and celebrated by its people. While many may recognize Ethiopia as one of the most stunning countries in Africa, there are still countless fascinating aspects of this land that most people don't know. Number 1. Ethiopia has 13 months in a year. The Ethiopian calendar consists of 12 months, each with 30 days, similar to the Gregorian solar calendar we use. However, there is a small difference. Ethiopia has a 13th month, which only has 5 or 6 days. These extra days, called epagomenal days, serve as a leap year addition. These days ensure that the calendar aligns with the seasons and lunar phases. This adjustment has led to a significant difference in the Ethiopian calendar, making it 7 years behind the international standard. Ethiopians also follow a very different time system. Instead of the 24-hour clock used by most of the world, they follow a 12-hour clock. While the rest of the world begins the day at midnight, 0000, Ethiopians start their day at sunrise. Therefore, when it's 7 a.m. in most parts of the world, it will be 1 a.m. in Ethiopia's daylight hours. At noon, Ethiopia's time will be 6 p.m. This timekeeping system is quite similar to ancient China and some other East Asian cultures, where time was divided into 12 double-hour periods, with the new day beginning at midnight and marking the first of these periods. Despite international standards, this unique system of timekeeping persists to this day in Ethiopia. Number 2. Ethiopians don't have surnames. The common naming convention used around the world typically places a person's first name followed by their family name, usually based on the father's or mother's surname, depending on cultural norms. However, in Ethiopia, naming practices are a bit different. A person's name consists of their first name, followed by their father's name. In some cases, people may also take the name of their grandfather or another male ancestor in the family. Additionally, women in Ethiopia do not change their name after marriage, which contrasts with naming conventions in many other cultures. Number 3. Ethiopia is one of the fastest-growing economies in the world. Ethiopia is considered a shining example of economic development in Africa, consistently ranking among the fastest-growing countries in the world. Between 2011 and 2019, the country's GDP grew at an average rate of 9%, and it has maintained a growth rate of over 6% from 2020 to 2024. In 2024, the economy grew by 8.2%, with expectations to reach 8.4% in 2025, making Ethiopia the largest economy in East Africa and the 5th largest in Africa. This remarkable growth is largely attributed to heavy investments in infrastructure, agriculture, industry, and services. However, Ethiopia still faces significant challenges, including public debt, inflation, and high levels of multidimensional poverty. Number 4. The unique polygenous marriage tradition in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is home to one of the world's most unique and rare marriage customs, polyandry, where women are allowed to have multiple husbands. This tradition is found in a few isolated areas, particularly among certain ethnic groups in the southern part of the country. Unlike the more common practice of polygyny, where men have multiple wives, polyandry in Ethiopia arises from practical reasons. In regions where land and resources are scarce, multiple brothers may marry the same woman to avoid dividing family land and to preserve wealth across generations. This social structure helps keep family assets intact, contributing to economic stability within these communities. While rare and less known outside of Ethiopia, this practice highlights the rich diversity of marriage traditions in the country and underscores the important role of women in specific communities. Number 5. Ethiopia is one of the countries with the lowest calorie consumption in the world, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. The average calorie consumption in Ethiopia is only around 1,950 to 2,100 kilocalories per person per day, which is below the World Health Organization, WHO, recommended minimum of 2,200 kilocalories per day. In rural and impoverished areas, Actual calorie consumption is often even lower, leaving many people regularly struggling to get enough food and even going without for several days in a row. This situation highlights the severe food insecurity faced by Ethiopia. Reports indicate that around 25% of Ethiopia's population cannot afford enough food to meet their daily caloric needs. Particularly concerning is that only about 65% of rural households earn enough to meet their basic food requirements. The primary causes include low agricultural productivity, prolonged droughts, disease outbreaks, unstable incomes, and a lack of diverse livelihood sources. Ethiopia remains among the countries with the highest levels of poverty and food insecurity in the world. This situation has a profound impact on the health, physical, and intellectual development of the population, and especially children. 6. Coffee was first discovered in Ethiopia. There's a popular saying in Ethiopia, "Buna dabo now," which translates to "coffee is our bread." This phrase clearly demonstrates just how important coffee is to the Ethiopian people. There is a widely held belief that Ethiopia could be the birthplace of coffee, and the country has a famous legend tied to its discovery. The story goes that a goat herder named Kaldi was busy tending to his flock when he noticed one of his goats behaving strangely, seemingly in an extremely excited state. The goat began hopping on its hind legs and continued this energetic behavior through the night. Kaldi soon realized the goat had eaten some red berries from a small shrub. Curious, he tasted the berries himself and was amazed to feel a sudden surge of energy. He then took the berries to a nearby monastery where the monks were initially skeptical about this strange fruit. However, when they tried boiling the seeds with hot water, they found the result quite fascinating and invigorating. While there is no concrete evidence to verify this legend, it coincides with the period when coffee was first cultivated in Ethiopia. Regardless of the truth behind the story, Ethiopia's deep connection to coffee remains undeniable, and it continues to be a cornerstone of the nation's culture and daily life. 7. Many sacred sites in Ethiopia are off limits to women. The point mentioned above might make you laugh, but it is 100% true. Those who have visited Ethiopia will confirm this. Ethiopia is a country with a rich culture and deep religious history, particularly in Ethiopian Christianity. As one of the first countries to adopt Christianity, Ethiopia is home to many sacred sites, which serve as pilgrimage destinations for believers. However, some sacred sites in Ethiopia have restrictions for women, not allowing them to enter the most sacred areas of these religious sites, such as the Lalibela churches, the Aksum Church, and the Debre Damo Monastery. Number 8. Ethiopia is home to the saltiest lake in the world. When people think of salty bodies of water, the Dead Sea is probably the first to come to mind. However, there are lakes even saltier than the Dead Sea. In fact, the Dead Sea ranks 7th in salinity, while the top spot belongs to Lake Gedol, located in the Afar region of Ethiopia. This lake was formed in 2005 after an earthquake triggered the emergence of a geothermal hot spring at the surface. The water in Lake Gedol has an astonishing salt concentration of 43.3%, making it the saltiest lake on Earth. The extreme salinity of the lake creates an otherworldly environment, making it a fascinating and unique geological feature in Ethiopia's landscape. Number 9. The largest flea market in Africa. Ethiopia is home to Merkato, the largest open-air market in Africa, located in the heart of Addis Ababa, the capital city. Merkato is not just a market, it's a vibrant labyrinth of narrow alleys, hundreds of bustling stalls, and a diverse array of goods. You can find everything here, from spices and coffee beans to colorful handmade fabrics and intricate jewelry. What sets Merkato apart isn't just its size, but the unique cultural experience it offers. Visitors can immerse themselves in the colors, sounds, and aromas that are distinctly Ethiopian, where tradition and modern life blend seamlessly. Merkato is a microcosm of daily life in Ethiopia. It's the heartbeat of local commerce and a living testament to the entrepreneurial spirit of the people. Walking through this market feels like stepping into a living museum, one that preserves the customs, culture, and centuries-old trading practices of the Ethiopian people. 10. Ethiopia has its own unique alphabet, a mark of linguistic independence. Ethiopia is one of the few African countries that not only has its own language, but also boasts a completely independent writing system, distinct from Arabic, Latin, or any Western influence. This writing system is known as Ge'ez, an ancient syllabic script primarily used for the Amharic language, the official language of Ethiopia. With a history spanning over 2,000 years, Ge'ez originated from the ancient Aksumite civilization and once served as the sacred language of religious texts. Today, Ge'ez continues to be used not only in religious writings, but also in modern education and literature. The preservation of a unique alphabet for millennia reflects Ethiopia's cultural strength and its unwavering linguistic independence, a rare phenomenon in Africa, where many nations experience deep colonial influence. Ge'ez is more than just a tool for communication. It stands as a symbol of identity, national pride, and a bridge connecting Ethiopia to its ancient history and profound religious heritage. Number 11. The only African country never colonized, Ethiopia, holds the distinction of being one of only 2 African countries that were never colonized alongside Liberia. During the scramble for Africa, when European powers carved up the continent, Ethiopia stood resilient against Italian invasion, most famously during the Battle of Adwa in 1896. This victory became a symbol of pride and freedom for all of Africa, and to this day, Ethiopians celebrate the battle as a reminder of their nation's strength and unwavering independence. Number 12. Raw meat, a unique delicacy in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, particularly in the capital Addis Ababa, raw meat is considered a delicacy and is highly popular. The most common meat eaten raw is beef, although goat meat is also served, typically during special occasions due to its higher cost. This raw meat is not only a staple at festivals and weddings, but is also enjoyed daily in local restaurants. Ethiopians believe that raw meat boosts energy and health. 2 of the most famous dishes are teresiga, sliced raw beef served with spicy sauces like mitmita or awaz, and kifto, minced raw beef mixed with butter and spices. Despite the risks of parasites and bacteria, most people dismiss these health warnings, seeing raw meat as an essential part of Ethiopia's traditional culinary culture. Number 13. Ethiopia, home to the hottest depression in the world. The Danakil Depression, located between Ethiopia and Eritrea, the Danakil Depression is one of the driest and hottest places on Earth, with temperatures often reaching 50 degrees Celsius. This surreal area features active volcanoes, salt flats, hot springs, and lava lakes, creating a landscape that feels like another world. It is also the lowest point in Africa and the second lowest point in the world after the Dead Sea. Number 14. The oldest human skeleton fossil was discovered in Ethiopia in 1974. Ethiopia is one of the most frequently mentioned countries in the field of paleontology. In 1963, Gerard Dekker, a Dutch hydrologist, discovered several stone tools that were used about 1 million years ago. Another important discovery was made by Tim D. White, a paleontologist, when he found a 4.2 million year old hominid fossil. However, the most famous hominid fossil is likely Lucy. The skeleton belonged to a female, which is why she was named Lucy, and she lived 3.2 million years ago. She belonged to the species Australopithecus afarensis, an extinct hominid species. Her skeleton remains the oldest human skeleton ever discovered to date. Number 15. In Harar, humans and hyenas live in harmony. The city of Harar in Ethiopia is famous for the unique coexistence between humans and hyenas. The hyenas do not attack humans, and vice versa. They live outside the city and only come into town when they need food. Local people believe that offering food to the hyenas marks the birth of the Prophet Muhammad. Since the 16th century, the tradition of feeding hyenas has become an integral part of Harar's culture, marking an important event in the city's history. As night falls, the hyenas begin to gather around the city. Bold and free, they arrive early and roam the streets, undisturbed by the loud horns coming from the mosque, calling the people to prayer. Thank you for watching and exploring these fascinating facts about Ethiopia with us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. Stay curious and keep discovering the world.